Okay, let's do this. I got a new video here. This came up this week. I'm going to show you the topic. Look at this. What is this? This is a chart, bar chart, and it's got sources of leads for a client. Like we got this thing called walk-in. It's measuring yard side, and then it just comes up with these numbers. I'm like, what are these? These aren't values that we have. I'm going to show you what's going on with that right now. It's pretty simple. And then in addition, I'm going to be playing around with some next gen stuff. Here's what we got. We got these values. Let me make this a little bigger. Walk in, yard sign, Yelp, and then this thing called 30, 31, 32. Now, right next to this, there's a pivot table that does the same exact thing. It's spread over the values. But down here, we see 5 drive-by walk-in, 5 Valpak direct, 1 Valpak Wyoming. It's capturing them here. I don't know what the difference is. Here's the reason why. You can probably guess this. In the actual multiple choice field, right? Let's go to the data, leads. My client removed that. This doesn't have that drive uh, Valpak, Wyoming. It doesn't exist here. So apparently, to render this field, that has to exist there. It's just not looking at pieces of text, which, by the way, the pivot table successfully does that. So to change this, you would either have to put these back in, or if they weren't relevant again, assign 5 of these Valpak direct just to a generic Valpak. Um, then there's another thing. I said, hey, how does this handle if we go to next gen? And so that's what I did. Switch to next gen. And here's this rendered. Here's what it does. First of all, as we know, or we should know, next gen's not ready for pivot tables, so it doesn't even put it there. And then it creates this. This is what automatically is created. And by the way, I also created this manually, and they behave the same. But there's a couple things up with this. Let's go to next gen. Let's go to chart. Now it tells us where the pivot table was. Hey, we're going to be bringing you a pivot table soon, which would be nice. Now here's what it's doing. If we notice this, make this bigger. And I don't have an answer to this. I have a ticket into Knack. It starts off with this fire starter and it gives a bunch of them, and then it groups on its own others. Like there's a limit here. And it starts up the top with this canvas scene, Facebook, but it doesn't start till we get to fire starter. And then it stops someplace and groups them all in others. I can't figure out a setting here. I've gone through the chart configuration, the layout, the data display, and I don't know if this has something to do with the height of this, and I can't find that control either. So I'm going to get back to you folks and let you know how you deal with this. And number two, well, notice this is not in alphabetical order. And if I go right here, group, that's what this group is, lead source, and A to Z, I changed this back and forth, saved it. I don't believe it's this one either. Calculation one, no. This is telling us how this is going to work, and it's just not doing it. So I got that into Knack also. That's what I got with this one. Just sort of a couple things that are a little bit interesting. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.